Hi there, my name is Maruf and I will show you how to install Proxmox VE 2.2 KVM based hypervisor installed on top of your workstation, VMware Workstation 8.0. You can use a VMware Workstation 9.0 if you want. So as you know, this is a free hypervisor that you can download from www.proxmox.com if you want. So you can go proxmox.com and download it from there, uh, and it's free. You can pay them for support if you want. If you're installing a production environment, you can get the support for the environment. But other than that, if you're learning or if you're installing a test-bed hypervisor to create a lot of VMs, and this is actually a good choice. It's based on Debian kernel, so I have downloaded the ISO already. So I'm just gonna go to create a new virtual machine on my VMware workstation. Click on next, and so I have the Proxmox ISO here. Click on next, and it will not always choose VMware ESX, but it may choose Linux as the default. So I'm going to choose VMware ESX as the default, and I'm going to keep VMware ESX i5. The reason for that is VMware Workstation allows you to install nested ESX hypervisor. So if you choose VMware ESX i5 as the guest OS type, then you get some additional parameters added into your VM config automatically. So I'm just going to click on next. Let's say Proxmox VM1, actually Proxmox Server 1, but you can name it anything else if you want. So I'm gonna put in my D drive, and I'll keep the default as it is 40 gigabyte. But you can increase the size if you want, and you'll have more local storage. But in my case, 40 gigabyte is sufficient for my testing. And I'm gonna say store virtual machine as single file. That makes it easier for me. And now I will choose the customize hardware option here. So I want to change the NIC configuration to um, the bridge networking, so that other computers on my network can reach this Proximo server if I want to. So I'm going to choose bridge mode, and I have the two processors selected already, and I will enable virtualize Intel VT. So I have an Intel Core i5 processor on this computer with 12 gigabyte of memory, but you can have an i7 processor which will even give you better performance, but you will need a processor that supports Intel IVT or AMD V technologies. So keep that selected, and it also allows you to, once you select this option, it allows you to run 64-bit nested guest inside your hypervisor when you're running as a pure workstation. So I'm going to click on close, go to finish. Okay, so just gonna power on this virtual machine now, and now we're in the boot mode of Proxmox virtual environment. Okay, this is the license agreement. You can read it, and then you click on agree once you agree, and next. So I'm in Canada. I'm gonna choose my time zone. Click on next. I'm gonna choose a password, and I'm gonna pause the video and enter my email address here. Actually, you can enter any email address if you want. See, proxmox.local. Okay, I'm gonna give it a host name. At a later point, I will install another virtual machine, which I'm gonna call Proximus VM2. And I will actually do a video on how to perform live migration. But on this video, I'm just gonna focus only on Proximus VM1. I'm not gonna show you how to install a VM2 on this video. The next video, I will probably just install another Proximus server, have it pre-installed, and then I will show you how to enable the clustering and then perform live migration. So in this case, I'm going to change the fourth octet of the IP address to something else, like 101, so that I know it's server 1. Click on, I keep it everything defaults, but you can change this if you want. In this case, since I selected bridge mode on the VM, it basically contacted the DHCP server and then got an IP address. But in this case, I want to set a static IP address. I don't want the IP address to be changing all the time. Okay, I'm going to click on next. Okay, so now it's going to go through the installation process of the Proxmox server. It's going to take a few moments. Okay, you can see some of the features that it provides. Live migration, so you can move your running servers from one physical host to another without any downtime. So that's pretty good, and you're getting it free. As well as I'll show you how the web console looks like. It has a pretty nice web-based console, unlike VMware or other hypervisors where you may need to install a client application. Although VMware actually have a web client, but you may not be able to run all the features on the web client. But in this case, totally web client based. Okay, we are pretty close. Okay, 99%. Okay, so we're done. So I'm just gonna click on reboot here. Just gonna reboot this VM. That didn't take a long time, which is good. So now we're in the grub menu here. I'm gonna press enter so that it goes quicker. Okay, so we have our server ready. So it's saying, welcome to the Proxmox virtual environment. Please use your web browser to configure the server. Connect to, it gave me a URL basically with my IP address. So make sure if you're accessing this web URL from a different uh, computer, make sure that the firewalls allow that. But usually in most cases it does, so shouldn't be an issue. So I'm just gonna go to my browser here and try to go there. I believe I'm correct. Let's try. Okay, Since it's in a test machine, I don't have a trusted certificate at this point. I'm just gonna say